Hello, good morning.
I'm Ryan.
I'm Gregg.
And together for the second time, the first time.
The first time.
The first time. Because it was functionally electorate last time.
It was.
It's functionally literate.
This time.
And today we are reading a book that Gregg selected, Lost or Found, a just-in-case adventure by Scott Edwards. Now, you may have a little trouble finding this one, and that's because this is not a well-published book.
Well, that's true. It is published on, it is printed on demand, basically, shall we say. This is not something you will find at not yet anyway, at your local bookstore.
Not yet.
Not yet.
I'm just going to put a little trigger warning at the top for Scott Edwards. Scott, you may want to skip this one. I don't know if you're listening, but man, I got some things to say about this book you may not care for. And now that said, I want to say, because we were talking about this earlier, I was apprehensive about discussing this book. I didn't have any opinions going into it. No. I didn't even scoff at the clip art on the cover.
Yeah.
But as I started reading it, I was like, I texted you. I was like, Gregg, I don't think this is a good book. I'm a little apprehensive about talking about it because I know this is your friend. Do you still want to talk about it?
Right.
And what did you say?
I said he is an amateur author.
Yeah.
And he's, we were little kids together a long time ago.
Yeah.
And this is a chap who sat down and wrote a book and did all of the things all by himself.
Yeah.
And it is, even doing all of that is kind of a heroic thing to do.
I absolutely agree.
Right.
It is not easy.
Yeah, no.
It is not at all easy to write a book, especially if you have no help.
Yes. So, I think his family helped him in a way of like leaving him alone and such. And we actually haven't really talked about this. He and I have not talked about like this.
Okay.
As a sense. But we, it's just something that I thought, hey, man, this is, a family friend from a long time ago who had this courageous Herculean effort to write a book. And it's not great literature at all. And functionally literate, like you deal with real significant works of literature.
Up to this point.
Up to this point, that's right. But nevertheless, like every author kind of has their very first go at a thing.
And this is his first ever book.
And
published in 2017.
Yes, it was completed. And he's got two others since then.
And it's got an ISBN number and everything.
Yeah, it's right. Exactly. So this is, it's not quite a love letter to my friend, but nevertheless, like there's, I think he would also, he is somebody who's actually contacted me and said, hey, where are there opportunities for improvement? This is somebody who wrote it, edited it, did everything all by himself while having a family and working full time. And so I think that, and he didn't really tell me about this. Say like, this is not a story he'd been kicking around his head for a long time and then decided to put it pen to paper. So this is his labor of love to the world for this book.
So then with that in mind, you suggested to me maybe we could give some constructive criticism here.
Let's give him some feedback. Let's not be critical, but let's give him some feedback.
Let's not be critical.
Yes.
We do tend to be critical on this show, but okay, I'll do my best.
Yes, but let's give him some feedback.
If I'm a little too harsh, say so, we'll cut it.
A public editor that may be beneficial. Again, and I had like some, some functional things that were
and to be clear, I don't hate everything about this book. There are some things that I like, and I will make a point of pointing those out.
Yes, of course. So again, this is you can see kind of right in the title, right? Lost or Found.
Yeah.
It's kind of not nondescript. It is not specific. Is this lost or is this found?
We don't
know. And then we've got
the
pun.
Space shuttle.
Oh yeah,
and we've got the continent of Africa. We've got a guy in a suit looking up at everything. We've got kind of superimposed on top of everything a clock.
Yes. Yes.
And we've got an astronaut who's tethered to the shuttle.
Mhm.
And we've got a couple ladies posing. And we've got a guy with a gun posing.
Archer-esque. Kind
Archer-esque.
of. Yes. Very much Archer-esque. Like super secret spy type thing.
Yes. And
so,
and it looks like it was slapped together in paint.
Maybe.
I don't know. I've never seen such low-res lines except in paint.
And again, this was printed on demand.
All printed on demand.
And so you're not going to have a lot of subtleties and lots of... And it's got a pun right in the title, a just in case.
Just in case adventure.
Exactly.
Just in case. That pun is going to be used a lot. I should say, we're going to cover up to chapter 5 in this episode.
The prologue.
In case you didn't, and the prologue, in case you didn't read the title of the episode. I like the dedication.
Yeah.
There's a long list of people he should dedicate this book to, and he goes on about the people that he should dedicate it to. But at the end he says, to make an already long dedication shorter, because it is the longest dedication I think I've ever read, I hereby dedicate this book to everyone I should dedicate this book to, whether I currently am thinking of you or not. I think you know who you are. But mostly this is for Dad.
Yeah.
I like that.
He lost his dad, I believe, to skin cancer, and... This was, again, we grew up like a block away from each other in the suburbs of Chicago. And now Scott lives, in Florida. But his father was like a guy who was like early into, I believe, computers and such. Like when you're a little kid, you don't always know what your friends' parents do.
Yeah.
But they was always very welcoming to their home for me and was very generous with his children and with his time. And this is, Keith in the Nether.
Keith,
Love
his
you.
dad?
Yeah. He was always very, very kind to me. And also kind of very hip. He was like the local DJ as well, part-time at like doing birthday parties and stuff at the bowling alley. Was really into heavily into pop culture kind of in all of its forms. And my parents and my family had nothing to do with pop culture, like whatsoever. So he was, again, Keith was very generous with his children. And anyway, so that's...
So growing up, a lot of what you learned about pop culture, you could have attributed to Scott's dad.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, and thereby through, Scott and his younger brother as well. So those are things that I've,
Hey, we should read the back before we
can I read that? Because I was just looking at that.
Yes, please do.
All right.
And you got to sound cool doing it.
In a world. Like that sort of thing?
Yeah.
All right, let me clear the frog out. Private detective. Just in case his 15 minutes of fame are up. The world has all but forgotten him. He's out of money, and he hasn't had a client in weeks. If not for his awesome girlfriend, Sue Croce, which we'll be coming back to. Which will be coming kind of back to those puns. His awesome girlfriend, Sue Croce, he'd most likely be out of business and flipping burgers for a living. But now Sue seems to have gone missing, and before Justin can even begin to search for her, a government agent shows up at his door with a lost item case like none he'd ever imagined. One that brings him face to face with people who don't exist, technologies that haven't been invented yet, and a trip he never thought he'd take. But no matter what happens, this case must be solved quickly. The fate of the Earth depends on it.
Awesome. I love that.
Yeah,
that was pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Also, there's a little blurb about Scott here. Yeah. Scott Edwards currently resides in Central Florida with his wife, teenage son and daughter, and a too smart for his own good Jack Russell mix. He is a dedicated Buffalo Bills fan, heathen, a comic book geek, a Star Wars addict, and although this is only his first book, he still has the nerve to call himself a writer. Yeah. Especially nervy because he totally wrote that.
That's right. So there's like a lot of tongue-in-cheek. There's a lot of like self-deprecation.
Yes, there is.
And by the way, his teenage son and daughter are no longer teenage son and
well, he did write this in 2017.
Exactly.
So it's been 7 years. So that tracks.
Yes, very, very much so.
So the prologue is so we've got Terry and we've got Milo and we've got some other older woman whose name is not mentioned.
No, she kind of appears and disappears in these crucial moments.
Yeah.
And
So Terry is terrified that he did something awful, and
Yes,
Milo's like,
right.
"It's okay. You're not. You're not gonna get fired."
I think Milo's like, oh man,
Yeah.
like you, man, it'll be okay, but this is a really big mess up.
This is a big mess up. They're gonna fire you.
Yeah,
And the old lady's like, they're not gonna fire you.
Yeah, right.
They're gonna fire you. Terry decides to take it upon himself. He's like, I need to fix this. I need to get out of here. And Milo's like, no, you can't do that, because if you do that, it'll be bad. Or I don't remember exactly what he said.
Yes.
You'll be dead in a week or two.
Yeah. So we kind of get the sense that they're in a secret agent, some sort of secret agency. We don't really know exactly what it is. I'll fix it. Everything will be fine. I'll fix it. Oh man, you really did it this time.
And so he decides to leave because he knows that if he stays, he's just going to be sequestered while a bunch of men in suits figure out what to do, and then the world will end.
Right. Yes.
So he's like, I'm getting out of here before anybody realizes what happened.
Right.
And so then the old lady hands him a card and is like, here, you need this just in case.
Right. You need this. And the card, yes.
Yeah.
So I imagine this. I mean, we are children of the 80s. And I imagine this as, if it was like a launch control, they are these two people kind of at the dials. They're not mission controller. They're not, flight lead or anything else. And I imagine this is kind of like, looking like the end scenes in war games.
Yeah.
Where like they're in war games, you're in NORAD, there's the big bunker and there's all this kind of high technology around. But these are not the people that are in charge. These are the people who turn the dials, watch the sliders or the numbers or the data and kind of interpret them.
It feels very Get Smart HQ.
Yeah, right, exactly. And these are just kind of two schlubs. like ribbing each other. Like, oh man, you really messed up. No, I can fix it.
No, you can't.
Yeah, you can't. Oh, dude, you're gonna be dead. What?
Yeah.
So bugs out.
Yeah. And that's that. He takes the card, puts it in his pocket, leaves. That's the prologue.
That's the prologue. And that's it. Just a couple pages, little tease, little cold open.
Yeah.
Like the beginning of Game of Thrones. You don't know what's going on yet. There's these people, there's these things, and this is written in third person.
The prologue
as well. The prologue is written in third.
Chapter 1, and I'm led to believe the rest of the book. I know there's an epilogue, but I haven't looked at it. Yeah. And maybe that's different. But the main book itself is first-person narration from Justin Case's perspective.
Yes.
So Justin is in his office in Washington, D.C., and it's very hot, and he's got nothing going on. He's got no cases. No. He's got a new phone. And no one is calling it. There was a gag in here that I thought was funny, which was like he didn't even know what it sounded like because no one called him. I thought, I got a kick out of that.
Right. And he's also like, he is a world famous detective. Like, we don't know exactly what it is that he's done in the past.
There was mention of him in a later chapter, I believe, of like solving the case of the Bermuda Triangle, but they never actually talk about it.
No.
And I think there was one other thing, but I don't remember exactly what it was. The thing is, like, his prior cases there's like glib references to them. Like, we don't actually know what he's done. Mm-hmm. He's just staring at his empty clipboard that says cases in progress.
Right. And desperately trying to, and he's got all this new gear. I think that there was probably at some point, he got a lot of money from these really high profile cases and then nothing for this guy. Like he had a career trajectory and invested into his office supplies and such. Not enough for his staff, but now it's maybe because it was such a niche case that he solved, like my son wants to be a cryptozoologist. He desperately wants to find the Loch Ness monster.
Which son is this?
Youngest. Okay. He wants to find.
Yeah, it didn't sound like Cameron.
No, right? Yeah. He wants to find he wants to be the person to find the Loch Ness monster. He wants to be the person to find Yeti. He wants to be the person to do all of these things that nobody else has been able to do. It feels like Justin Case was kind of like that. Like, he did this thing that nobody else could possibly do, but then it's such a niche that what else can you do? Like, nothing else. Nobody else is going to call you because all the other, cases for private detectives go, go follow this person. Is my husband cheating on me? Is
Right.
like all these kind of boring things. And he has done this big, sexy thing in the past.
Yeah. And so whatever he's done,
Yes.
he doesn't have any money now.
Right.
Because he's
exactly.
got some bills.
He does.
He's got an AC bill.
Right.
He's got a phone bill. He's got a car financing bill.
Yes.
And he's just like,
Right.
he just tossed them all in a drawer. He's like, ugh. He's kind of like getting down on himself.
A little bit.
He has a 67 bowling average. Fun fact, my bowling average is slightly better than his.
Slightly.
Just slightly. I think mine's somewhere in the mid 80s. So he decides to call his girlfriend Sue Croce.
So first name is Sue.
Sue
Her last name is Croce. And of course, her nickname is
Sugar.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's full of it, just in case. Sue Croce.
So he says he's been with his girlfriend for like, I don't know, 6 months, something like that.
Yes.
Like not just over 6 months.
Yeah.
And he was worried that his girlfriend was going to be angry with him for not contacting her for 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
In fairness, for a week he didn't realize his phone was broken.
Right, exactly.
And then the next week he only had his work phone because he didn't, like, everything has been disconnected.
Right.
The only place that still has power and a phone line is his job.
That's right.
That's it. And so he's been like, I didn't want to use this phone because what if somebody called me? And it's like, all right, come on, man. It's been a week. Call your girlfriend.
Yes.
He tries calling her.
It's okay. She's sweet. It's okay. She'll be
Sure,
forgiving.
Sure. We haven't met her.
Right, yes.
He calls her and nothing. He didn't get anything. And then he gets he gets a visit from Mr. Agent Andral, FBI.
Yes.
He looks like a Blues Brother.
Yes. Yeah, very much so. He does.
And he's like, what kind of Blues Brother is he? Which one is he?
Yeah.
Is he Elwood? I don't even know. But he's a Blues Brother.
Yes.
The
tall one is Elwood, by the way, just to be clear.
Thank you. Because Justin didn't know.
No,
and
he
I
didn't.
didn't remember.
No, yes, the tall one is Elwood.
Yeah.
By the way.
And so Agent Andral is like, supposedly you're the best guy around.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
Justin's being cheeky. He's like, why didn't you call? He's really obsessed about this phone. He's like, listen, everything that you're about to tell me, you could have called to tell me about.
Yes.
You could have let me know that you're on your way. Like, listen, I really need to know what my ringtone sounds like.
Because that's his only phone. I mean, we would like use our cell phone to call our work phone, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But that's literally his only phone.
Yeah. And we do a little bit of the pronoun game here. He's like, we've lost it and we got to find it. The Russians and the Chinese are looking for it too.
Yes.
And he's like, I can speak Russian on my new phone.
Right, exactly. I just imagine, like, again, this panicked person coming in and like, but don't, like, here's my phone. Call my phone. You know, like missing not missing the severity, but
he's
just
being obtuse.
He is being a little obtuse.
Yeah.
And he wants to, I mean, I like to hear my new phone when I get it.
Yeah, you know what I do? I get a friend to call me.
That's true.
I text a friend and it's like, hey, call me. I want to know what my new ringtone sounds like. So Agent Andral is not putting up with any of this. And he's just getting straight to the point. He's like, listen to me. We have a case for you. We'll give you $250,000 now, and we'll give you $250,000 after. And so that makes Justin's head turn, and he's like,
yeah.
All right.
Oh, and this is where he found Jimmy Hoffa on the truth about the JFK assassination, all of these conspiratorial type things.
Oh, is that where they talk about it?
This is the one solving the Bermuda Triangle. Like, he's the one who solves all of these conspiratorial.
Yeah, glib mention to these things that he's done. He found Jimmy Hoffa.
Yeah.
He uncovered the truth behind the JFK assassination. Yes. I really wish he had just said what that was. And,
yes, right.
And solving all the old Bermuda Triangle mysteries. See, that would have been a fun case too. Sometimes I feel like there's a case to be made for show don't tell. Like, those all sound like great stories.
They do sound like great stories.
I want to hear about those.
But
cases.
Those also his stories have been told in some ways.
I guess. I mean, we don't know who killed JFK, and we don't know what's up with the Bermuda Triangle. Did someone ever find Jimmy Hoffa?
I don't know. He's a Buffalo Bills fan, so maybe it's like supposedly in Giant Stadium, you know, the end zone in Giant Stadium.
He's kind of like, hey, this all sounds great, but I still don't know why you couldn't have told me this over the phone.
On my brand new phone.
And then the phone rings. And it's Sue's mother, Dottie.
Yes.
Dottie is worried because she doesn't know where her daughter is. Yes. And so then Justin's like, oh, it's fine. I talked to her recently. And then he thinks about it and he realizes he actually hasn't talked to her recently. He's like, damn, I'm a bad boyfriend.
That's right. I kind of like the little gag of like the phone ringing and then like a sound coming and nobody knows where it's coming from.
Yeah.
And it's this phone that I had never heard this phone before. Like there's a little bit of a gag there.
Yeah. And so he's talking to her and he's kind of like trying to make arrangements to kind of like help her. And then the agent just hangs up the phone. And he's like, what the heck, man? What are you doing? And he's like, look, we got more important things going on. All right. Because the world is going to end soon and I need your help. And that's when he realizes this was foreshadowed a little bit earlier.
Yes.
Earlier, like the sunlight disappeared, but he didn't really like think about it. But now he's looking out the window and he's realizing, oh shit, it was hot before, and it's like in the mid-60s now. Yes. And also it's just coming down, pouring rain all of a sudden. And the agent is like, it's gonna be snowing and hailing soon. And he's like, what did you lose? And he's like, Africa. And so
end of chapter 1.
End of chapter 1. And so I was like, when I read that, I was like, okay, you got my attention. You lost Africa? All right, let's pursue this. Better find Africa.
It's large.
How the hell do you lose a continent?
That's right. It traverses the equator. You lose part of the northern hemisphere, part of the southern hemisphere. It's it's a big deal.
Over 1 billion people.
That's right.
At least I think over 1 billion people.
So here's that's the MacGuffin right now. There's this continent that we've lost, and you're the only person that can help us find it, type thing. And so I get the sense of like a little bit of suspension of disbelief. This is obviously not really how secret agencies work. They don't just show up at a private detective or a private investigator to say, hey, let's do this. That's not how there's never, right? So we kind of already get the sense this is lighthearted fare.
Yeah. He starts this by talking about his buddy Scooter.
Yes.
He's talking about how Scooter was in college at Northwestern University, by the way, which is in Chicago.
Yeah.
So that tracks.
Yes. Evanston. Yeah, just north. Yes, exactly. Yeah.
How Scooter was this massive prankster at university, and no one ever figured out that it was him doing the pranks. Of course, except for Justin, because he's just that good.
That's right, exactly.
And he's just like, yeah, no, I felt like maybe this guy was actually Scooter for a second because this is just such an elaborate prank.
It is. Oh, sure, yeah.
And he's just like, Africa. Yes, Africa. And it's like, is that a code name for a project or something? Is this a euphemism? No, Africa. Africa is missing.
Not the song by Toto.
Not the song by Toto. No.
A whole continent.
So then like Andrel starts smoking and then he's thinking like, I should get a no smoking sign for my desk. But then instead he gives the guy a cigarette tray.
Yeah.
And so, he's just like, okay, how about instead of me working with you, who I don't know, he's like, bring in Agent Princeton. And, because he's like, I've worked with him before. I want to work with him. Andrel's like, he's a little tied up right now. He's a little busy. And he's like, okay, but if this is the end of the world, I'm sure you can pull him for whatever he's doing. He's like, he was on assignment in Africa. So he's unavailable.
And since we're missing Africa, we're also missing Agent Princeton. It would seem. Exactly.
Yeah. So they get going. And he jokes on the way out because there's a photo of Sue that falls on the floor. He picks up the photo and he's like, hey, she's not in Africa too, is she? And Androl doesn't even acknowledge the comment.
Right. And so we think, maybe.
Well, no, actually, I'm sorry. He does acknowledge it a little bit. He says, not a lot of demand there for DC wedding florists, I imagine. It's like, okay, guy, why do you know that?
Exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, but there's a bit of that. There's a bit of people knowing things that they shouldn't in this book. That's maybe one of my little critiques.
Yeah. I will suggest, though, and not to read too far ahead, there is a reason why he knows that.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
There is a reason.
Okay.
Yes.
So there's a little bit of a scene jump to FBI headquarters.
Yes.
They very rarely dwell on the actual travel in this book.
Yes.
That's where there's like all of these people that are like trying to like explain this stuff to him. We're introduced to...
Well, I want to go back to some of the other like pun humor.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
As well.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
yes,
there is another...
Please do. Advocate for the puns.
Just in case decides to call Agent Androl Rock.
Yeah.
So his name is Rock and Roll. Like that sort of humor is kind of throughout the book.
Yeah.
There's these.
Androl did not find that amusing.
No,
not at all.
As one would not.
But yeah, the guy didn't give him his first name, so he's just like, I'm just gonna call you Rock and Roll. Okay, that's how that's gonna go.
And then I have this like little note here because I am a Gen Xer. There's like this paragraph. It's just a bunch of Gen X humor. Is it this
second to last paragraph?
Yeah,
on page
exactly.
16?
It is all Gen X type things.
Talking about like, frickin' Zork.
Right, exactly. It's a lot of inside humor for Gen Xers.
So Zork, in case you don't know, is one of the original adventure games. I played it once or twice. It's all text based.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
I got lost in the maze of darkness though. I never figured that out.
As one does. And that is kind of, again, that's my generation, shall we say. This kind of, I had no idea you even knew what Zork was. Like, that is really wild.
No, I know what Zork is. I never finished it, but I tried it out. No, I know what Zork is, going off on a tangent a little bit. I know what Zork is because of Ready Player One, which is a bad book, by the way.
Yes.
I liked the world of it.
Yes.
I did not like the plot.
Yeah.
As it went. It was a lot of, I'm really good at this video game. I played this video game. And I beat the video game. And then I moved on to the next part of the treasure hunt.
Yeah, right. The next part. I have not read Ready Player One. I have seen the film.
I think you would really enjoy it. It's chock full.
It's a bad book. You'd really enjoy it.
No, listen. It's chock full of references that come from your generation.
Oh, very good. Okay.
As well, I will say I didn't dislike it at first. When I first read it, I was like 18 and I was very taken by the world.
Sure.
It was on rereads that I realized, this isn't good.
Yeah.
It's popcorn for the brain.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So I imagine this a little bit like, obviously Ender's Game is a huge, that was a big influence on me in middle school, reading Ender's Game, like a kid that kind of saves the human race, but at what cost?
Yeah.
And being just that smart. And then, of course, it was kind of remade as in a movie called The Last Starfighter, the same kind of thing. And it's really, in some ways, kind of goes back to...
I remember that movie.
Yeah.
That was the one with the kid being really good at the arcade game.
Exactly,
and then he gets taken into space to save the world.
Right. That's Ender's Game, basically. And it kind of all stems... these are... this is a little bit of a tangent, but this kind of all stems back to, I will say, Star Wars, the original one, 1977, about a farm boy that saves the galaxy, right? I will suggest how Star Wars, again, A New Hope it's called now, but it was not called Star Wars, A New Hope.
It was just Star Wars.
Yeah, right. It was just Star Wars. I will say that those kinds of, what made Star Wars kind of lodge itself into the psyche is all the Carl Jung, Joseph Campbell type archetypes that exist. And that's what really made it latch into our psyche. But at the base, it's a farm boy that saves the galaxy.
Yeah.
Ender's Game and then, Last Starfighter, all of those, they're all the same kind of things, but they don't have the same level of, I don't want to say gravitas, but the archetypes, the real significant, Herculean Greek mythological senses. So that's where A New Hope comes from. Anyway, this also doesn't have that same sort of like mythological aspect to it. This is, again, kind of like more like a comedy film noir, you know, with a bunch of puns. Like if you threw Airplane in the Orville and Get Smart together.
It definitely doesn't take itself seriously.
No, not at all. Yes, and back to the book now.
So Justin is introduced to Dr. Lester Emmerich.
Emmerich.
What is that a pun of?
I'm going to have to phone a friend.
Okay, cool. Well, so Lester Emmerich is like, I head up the Banff project. And I saw that and I was like, okay, all right, I got it.
Yes.
And so then they explain that it's teleportation. It's like, what else could it be with a name like that?
Right, it's Banff.
And so then he's kind of like, there's a bit like a page later where he's like, oh, I should explain the Banff acronym. And he's like, no, there's no need to. I read comic books. I get it. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
And everybody else in the room smirks. And he's like,
I mean, don't forget, like, you know, was D-Day was Operation Mickey Mouse.
Was it really?
Yeah, wasn't it? I think it was.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't ask me. I'm asking you. You said it.
Yeah, it was Operation Mickey Mouse. So there's always been kind of this secret thing, you know, it's like a secret whatever operation that you're going to use something sometimes rather benign to call it a thing. But yeah, Banff is.
And then we've got
Nightcrawler.
We've got Dr. George Overman of MIT. We've got Dick Bronson, Senior Special Projects Administrator at NASA. Dev Sharma, Dr. Emmerich's Lead Project Manager for Banff. And then we've got April Carson. You're going to want to remember that name because she's like the leading lady.
Yes.
I don't know of the whole book, but at least of the first 8 chapters, which is how much I've read so far. And so she works for the FBI's new Emergencies and Oddities Task Force, which, I mean, if there's a more of an emergent oddity than Africa missing, you know, I don't know it.
I don't know what it is. Both odd and emergent, yes.
So, yeah, he gets introduced to all of these people, and then they explain to him what happened, which is they were testing their new Banff satellite.
Yeah.
I'm just shaking my head at that. They were testing out their new Banff satellite. They were running rudimentary tests, just making sure the teleportation would work. And then something went wrong, and they fired their satellite laser, and there was a power or anomaly.
Yes.
And then Africa went missing. And they're like, we need your help. And I appreciated this. There was this whole bit where Justin was like, I can't help you with this. And they're like, the NASA guy's like, well, that's not the attitude you need to have right now. Why are you being so defeatist about it? And he's like, listen, man, it's not about being defeatist, okay? You guys are all supposed to be geniuses. So here's the facts, okay? You teleported Africa out into space. So everyone in Africa is probably dead. Also, you made a giant crater that is definitely filling with ocean water right now. Right. So even if you put Africa back, it's not gonna fit there anymore. Right. Also, how are you supposed to repeat the conditions of the experiment when you have no idea what went wrong?
Yes.
Take me home. And that's the story.
Right.
So that's chapter 2. And I really appreciated that. I really appreciated that. It's like, you know what? Good for you, Justin. You're smart enough to know that you're out of your depth.
Yes, very much so. Very much so. And it is, there's always this, you're the only one that can save us. Like, don't you have like 3 doctorates? Yeah. You know, haven't you created new knowledge?
Yeah, that's the thing that really throws me off is that I've not really been given a good, concise reason as to why Justin is so important to solve this problem.
JFK assassination, all the little conspiratorial type things.
Sure.
But I hear what you're saying.
But, I mean, like, did someone steal Africa? Or,
right.
you know,
that's right. Did somebody assassinate Africa?
Yeah. But, so, yeah, he decides that he's going to spend his time, rather than solving this incident where Africa's missing, he's decided that he would rather go and find his girlfriend,
Yeah.
which I think is a much more straightforward goal, finding your girlfriend at the end of the world.
Yeah, exactly.
And so this is my personal opinion. I think I would have preferred that the story at this point have been him trying to find his girlfriend. I think that would have been really interesting because he's like, okay, the world is ending. I'm going to find my girlfriend. This has nothing to do with the world ending. And then, of course, it turns out that it is something to do with the world ending. That's just me. That's where I thought this was going.
Yeah. Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Instead, we get chapter 3. He went to his office.
Mm-hmm.
He slept there.
Yeah.
He woke up in his chair. He was kind of stiff and groggy. He gets up. He I think he starts making himself some coffee or something. And then there's an earthquake and some glass shatters. Oh, yeah, the ant farm.
Yes.
So at the beginning, in the first chapter, he was like bored and looking at his ant farm and he decided, I'm going to just fuck it up right now. and I liked that. Yeah. Because that was good foreshadowing for the fact that Africa got stolen away and screwed up the world.
Yes.
You know, and I was just like, I was just looking at him and I was just like, why'd you do that, Justin? Why'd you do that? But now his ant farm shattered.
Yes.
So I'm sure he didn't want that. He called Sue before the ant farm shattered. He's Sue's mother, I should say. He called Sue's mother, apologizing for the rudeness of the FBI agent. And was like, hey, did you find anything? And she's like, no. He made some other phone calls. No luck. And so then, there was an earthquake. Didn't last very long. He saw that it was only 7:15. And Agent Carson pays him a visit.
Yes.
And so this bit, I'll be honest, it kind of threw me off because I don't feel like she said anything that would actually convince him to continue with this case. I feel like what happened here is Agent Carson is pretty. And so he's like, all right, I got it. Whatever I can do for a dame. Yeah, I'll help you. That's what this feels like because I really don't feel like she said anything earth-shattering to convince him to get back on this case.
I mean, yeah, I can see that this was not there was no new information other than it, again, like you said, beseeched by a pair of gams if you're using, noir speak. Yeah. Right?
And so then as soon as he agrees to this, bam, some guy bursts into the office.
That's right.
He's been shot.
Right.
He's dying.
Right.
It's Terry.
That's right from before. So I think that ultimately this is the real thing that convinces him. Yeah. That there's, there's this kind of request from April and I'll think about it. But then boom, there's some guy, this is the new bit of information that Justin has he's got a little bit more to go on than all of this team from the FBI and NASA and the Banff people. There's a guy with a paper with odd numbers on it. Right. What does it mean? Yes. And he's just straight up. He's like, hey, what's up with this, man? And April's like, hey, he's been shot. He's bleeding. Yeah, but I want to know what's up with it. Like, he's dying. He's not going to get to the hospital. And right. And we get to that point, too, because remember he said there is no, earlier in the chapter, he's like eating a donut. He's like, yeah, man, like the world is going to end and I don't really have any stress about this. Like it's kind of a done deal.
Honestly, that made the most sense to me. Right. Like this fact that it's like there's all of the world's problems are so overwhelming. There's nothing I can do. Right. I have accepted that feeling and I feel so free.
Very, very much so. And trying to get this. But then there's like, these numbers.
What's up with this, man?
Let's do a crossword. It's the end of the world. Let's enjoy ourselves.
And so then he was just like, this guy's like, fix this, fix my mistake. And then he passes out or dies. I don't know. And in April, she, while this is happening, calls in support within minutes. More agents are there to like clean up this mess.
And this is the first time we kind of get the new acronym, the WMC.
This is the WMC secret. Killed to stay hidden. Right. Fix a mistake. That's what the paper says. Right. Oh, no. The paper doesn't say that. That's what he said. Right. He was just like replaying it in his head.
too bad the client was a dead guy. This meant no paycheck.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he needed money.
So then he's like, "Hey, this guy's case is more my style. I think I can address this problem.
Right.
Maybe it's related."
Right. That's right. This case is more my style. Yeah. Some secret guy with some numbers and things. And then we get like the difference between the FBI and the WMC. We don't really know what the WMC is yet.
Yeah, but she doesn't either. She's like, "Hey, you need to focus on this job." And he's like,
Right.
"And what do you propose I do to find a missing chunk of the planet?" And then she gives him the look. And
Right.
the narration is very specific. It's
Yes.
like, "Hey, I don't need to describe the look. You know what I'm talking about. You know that look that only a woman can give."
And this is ultimately where he says, "All right, I'm in. This is what I'm going
I can do
to
this.
Yeah, I can do this."
I want to
Give
mention,
it a try. Yeah.
he's not been given his $250,000.
No, he's
There's
not.
been no mention of that.
No, that's true. That is true.
So the FBI agents, they're like, investigating, and then they're like, "This man doesn't exist."
Oh, right.
And
Yeah.
they're like,
This is
"What?
a
Yeah,
secret
this man doesn't exist."
The dead
And-
guy. The dead guy that just kind
Yeah.
of had the note and had been shot
Yeah.
and stuff from the
Yeah.
prologue.
And so then this is when April starts Googling WMC, and she
Right,
finds
yes.
a bunch of stuff that
Right.
definitely is not it. You know?
Right, exactly.
And it's like, okay, well, we've Googled everything and we're out of ideas. We're gonna end this.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of the chapter. They decide to like, okay, we're gonna pull on this thread,
Yes.
and that's how the chapter ends.
Yes. The what is the WMC, and the FBI is also looking for the WMC
because they don't know what it is.
They don't
either.
know it. It's just that secret.
It's just
Mhm.
that. And so then chapter 4,
Mhm.
they are driving and they realize that they have a tail.
Yeah.
They're being tailed.
Mhm.
And so April's like, "Let's go to FBI headquarters." And Justin's like, "They probably are too smart for that. They'll probably recognize that we're taking them there and then get scared off. We need to go somewhere else.
Mhm.
We're going to my friend Freddy's."
Yes. And
And she knows who Freddy is. And she's like, "That's a good idea. Yeah, we should totally go to your friend Freddy's." Because she knows, as well as Justin knows,
Yes.
that Freddy is a freaking paranoid man.
right. And I imagine this guy is a little bit like the Gene Hackman character in that Will Smith Gene Hackman movie, Enemy of the State.
I never watched that
Okay,
one.
so Gene Hackman is like a former NSA agent who lives inside of a Faraday cage. You know.
I know what a Faraday cage
Yeah,
is.
right, exactly. So he lives in a Faraday cage and, is just kind of this extra super smart paranoid person because even, your watch is listening to you and your phone is listening to you.
Yeah, my watch is listening.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I got a smartwatch. It's totally listening.
Absolutely. The good news is that, I don't need to be wearing a watch. My tooth fillings are listening to me. So that's kind of the good news.
Your tooth fillings
Of
can
course.
pick up radio signals.
They're talking to me right now,
Yeah.
frankly. So that's how this Freddy character is. Somebody who's very smart.
He's
And-
described as being incredibly lucky, but the biggest worrier ever.
Yes, exactly.
Super paranoid.
Hmm.
He was convinced that the best friend of some enemy soldier he'd shot back in the Gulf War was going to show up one day, vowing revenge.
Yes.
Man, what a worry to just be carrying with you forever.
It is quite a worry. And he is using some old time technology. He is using an answering machine, which I don't
Yeah.
know if anybody knows anymore what an answering machine is, or a taped answering machine that you can
If you don't,
listen to. Yes.
If you don't, you
Yes.
should watch Clean Slate because there was an answering machine in that movie. Also, it's a good movie.
Well, there's lots of shows with answering machines, but
No,
nobody
that's what
really
I thought
knows
of.
that. Yeah, exactly. Nobody knows what.
So he calls, he
Mhm.
gets the answering machine, and he's like, "Freddie, pick up. I know you're there. It's Justin. Pick up, pick up, pick up."
Mhm.
Freddie answers, and he's like, "Hey, I've got a tail. I need help." And he's like, "All right, come over." And he's like, "Okay, I'll be there in about 10 minutes." And Freddie's like, "No, you won't. You'll be there in about 15." And then it turns out, oh, yeah, no, Freddie was right. It did take about 15 minutes. And so he calls again when they get there, and it's the same thing. Freddie doesn't answer. He's like, "Pick up, pick up, pick up." Freddie answers.
This is actually, so back in this, the more like 15, this is kind of the first time we get I thought you were going to say just in case.
No,
like there's all of these missing like opportunities for puns, and the main character kind of always points that out. Like, you had an opportunity to use this pun and you don't use this pun.
Opportunity to say just in case, and you're not saying it.
Right.
Like, at first it confused me because I thought he was like being flippant and snarky about it, but like as things went on, I realized no, he really wants people to just say just in case. That's all he wants in life, is he wants people to say it, and to say it unabashedly, unashamedly.
Right, yes.
He wants people to say just in case.
That's kind of how I read it. And there's this gag that keeps kind of coming back.
It keeps coming up, yeah.
Anyway, and he's obviously very wealthy. Freddie is very wealthy. He's got this elaborate home.
He's told to take the back driveway.
Yes.
Take the driveway around to the back of the house.
Yes.
He's a fancy man with 2 driveways.
He is. And all in the sake of like losing this tail that we don't know who these people are yet.
Right. So he goes around to the back of the house, and they're fixing to go up the back stairs to the patio, like the second floor patio, and then like this secret entrance opens, and Freddy's like, no, over here. Right. So they go in that way, and then he shuts it, and then he can't see it anymore, and he's like, is this supposed to be a secret entrance to get in or to get out? And I'm just thinking, it's for both. This is only Freddy knows this exists, regardless of where you are in or out of the house.
Yes, only Freddy knows where this exists. Yeah. And again, this is the joke of Flintstone. Fred Flintstone. There's
another guy who he nicknames Flintstone because his last name is Stone,
and his first name is Fred.
Yeah. So he doesn't know what his middle name is. Right. So he's just like, he just calls him Flintstone.
Flintstone, exactly. I wonder if there's, and this is, I never actually asked Scott, I wonder, because again, the Dr. Lester Emmerich, where are the other puns? Like, is there,
maybe
do these
Lester
characters?
Emmerich is a reference to Limerick?
That's what I was thinking, like
It's a little bit of a stretch.
Limerick.
I don't know.
I wonder if he starts rhyming later. I can't remember if he starts rhyming later.
Is there a joke with April Carson?
I don't know the answer to that.
That doesn't feel like a joke.
Yeah. I wonder if, like in Justin's world, everybody has a pun name.
Yeah.
And then in the other part of the world, they're regular names. Does that make sense? You know what I'm saying? Like, like Sue Crose is a part of his world, so she has a pun name.
Yeah.
Dottie Crose. I don't know if there's Dottie Crose, but
Dottie Crose.
That was Sue's mom.
Yeah.
Dottie Crose.
Yeah.
Dorothy Crose. Anyway, I wonder if like there's that bifurcation there between those two.
Maybe.
I haven't pieced it together yet.
But so they go into Flintstone's house, and it's described. It's very strange.
Yes.
So the whole second floor, there's no rooms as such, but it's still like divided up as though there are rooms, but it's all divided up with like waist high wrought iron like fencing and gates to separate everything.
Yes.
It's like this man can't not see everything.
Right.
And like he's just got a bunch of stuff everywhere like amongst all this, and then he's got a rec room with a big TV, pinball machine, a pool table, etc. And they go around one of these half walls, if you can call it that, and this is where we see Freddy's workspace, right? It's a computer with multiple monitors, and the only thing to give it some personality is a single Daffy Duck figure.
That's right, exactly.
Single Daffy Duck figure.
And I do imagine, again, like just some guy sitting at a computer with, again, all sorts of monitors monitoring that level of paranoia and that level of expertise, being able to do all that.
A monitor for every camera.
Yeah, a monitor for every camera. So... And they are, talking with Freddy, and he's said they're on some kind of mission. He's like, it's got to be something to do with like all of these natural disasters happening around the world.
See, this is the thing that really that I don't like this part where like he just openly tells Freddy all this stuff that's going on, and April, the FBI agent, doesn't scoff at this at all. April's like, yeah, this is fine. Whatever. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Reveal government secrets. It's fine. I mean, but on the other hand, though, it's been... I mean, okay, it hasn't been 24 hours yet, but, you know, the news cycle travels fast.
Yeah,
I mean, so this is the other part that I feel like maybe should have been addressed a little bit, is like, on a national, global level, it should have been addressed that the general populace is aware that Africa is no more and that some shit's going down. Like, I feel like this wouldn't have been a secret.
So maybe like a scene where there's... I mean, but they haven't really passed any sort of... I mean, so Freddy knows. That something is going on.
He knows something is going on.
Right, exactly.
But he doesn't know that Africa's missing. And I feel like Freddy would know. Based on what we've been told about Freddy, I feel like Freddy would know.
There would be... I
feel like Freddy would have been plugged in enough to know, oh, yeah, I heard about the Africa thing.
But so let's go back from the other way. If the camera's like, how do you photograph, or what is the story like that? The story would be, we can't raise anybody we can't communicate with anybody in Africa. It's not like you could point a camera at a missing continent and say, this is where the continent of Africa used to be.
You have satellites in space that could take pictures of the planet.
I hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But would that be on the news? Like, here's a satellite image of, you know,
I guess that's true.
There is only now the Atlantic and Indian Oceans.
You could hypothetically have someone in their personally owned plane flying over Africa and being like, "Oh shit, there's all this water filling in where there used to be land."
Like a pilot like landing in Italy or something like that. Yeah, we're like saying, hey, by the way,
whoa, there's no land over there.
I can't see Egypt anymore. Like, Egypt is gone.
Have you all noticed that the Mediterranean Sea is draining?
Right. That would be, there would be a scene or something along those lines.
Yeah.
I get that.
Anyways.
And Freddy is somebody who's definitely in the know on some of the things.
Some of, if not all. He seems a bit more interested in his own personal security. But so these two guys, it's such Looney Tune shit.
It is Looney Tune shit.
Hence the Daffy Duck figure.
Right, exactly.
The guy that goes up to the front door literally gets trapped in this cage that was secretly hidden. It just shoots up around him.
Yes.
And then he gets sprayed with gas that knocks him out.
Right.
And then Freddy's just like, he makes a reference to not mixing the formula twice. Once he's like, maybe I didn't mix it well enough. It won't last too long. And then later he's like, maybe I mixed it too strongly. You might not be awake yet, you know? And then the other guy, he tries going up those patio steps around the backside, and then the steps they flatten
yes.
to make more of a ramp that he winds up sliding down, and at the bottom is a trap pit.
Yes.
That he gets trapped in a pit.
It is Looney Tunes.
It's very Looney Tunes.
It is.
Yeah.
You never suspect cartoon traps will actually work on real people, right? Like that's what you do. Yeah. I described it as Home Alone antics.
Almost.
Yes, that's how I described it.
Nobody's been hit in the face with a brick.
No.
But it's close.
Yes, that there are these traps around the home, and they're successful in capturing these folks. And then we get another pun.
Almost.
Yes, right.
So April is like, do I even want to know why you have all these traps and contraptions? And he's just like, he just shrugs. He's like, I like to be prepared. You never know. And then Justin, frickin' jackass, he's like, just in case.
Right, exactly. Just in case. I should be at top of mind. For you all. Right? And he never is.
Never.
He never is top of mind.
Whatever. So they decide, the chapter ends with them deciding to go talk to the guy that went to try the front door.
Yes.
Who I will mention that they comment a couple times on how these guys are not stealthy.
Right.
Suggesting that perhaps they are not like, field agents.
Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, exactly. They are not kind of adept at, again, he picked up the tail right away, right? He's like, hey, we're being followed. They're not necessarily good at following.
They decide to go talk to the guy that went around back because Fred's like, the other guy's probably knocked out right now. So we're not going to talk to him yet. So they take an elevator to go down to the guy that was trapped. And he's like, an elevator? Really? What's up with this place, man? And so here's the bit that throws me off a little bit, right? Justin is describing all of this as though he's never been here before, which is not true because Freddie is like his best friend. And he says he's been here before.
Yeah.
But he's describing all of this as though he's not familiar with any of it. So that's a little confusing.
Or there's been some improvements.
All right, I can't argue with that.
But I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah,
They go and talk to this guy, and it's the now this is like a parody of an interrogation.
It's not a good interrogation.
No,
like
not at all.
He just goes right to it. He's like, tell me what the WMC is.
Right. This is very Get Smartish.
Yeah.
You know?
And he's like, listen, man, the world is ending. We gotta
Right.
do something or everyone's dead. And he's like, and then the guy's like, it's not our fault. We never. And he's like, oh shit, I said too much. And he's like, hey,
Right.
tell us what's happening. And he's like, look, if you don't tell us what's happening, we're gonna die. We're trying to save the earth, and we'd really like your help.
Yes.
So the guy, he doesn't relent yet.
No.
So Justin's like, look, I'm Justin. I'm Justin Case, private detective. What's your name?
Yeah.
Guy doesn't tell him his name. He's like, look, we were sent out to stop Lambert from exposing our Terry.
Yes, right.
Terry Lambert.
Yeah.
He's like, so what? Did you kill Lambert? And he's like, no, we didn't kill Lambert. We were supposed to catch him by any means necessary. But, I mean, if we needed to, then yes, I suppose we would have needed to kill him.
Yep.
We can't have anyone knowing about our agency.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so that's when Justin's just like, secrets don't matter anymore, man.
Right. Yes. Yeah, it is.
You need to tell us what's happening.
That's exactly. You know, there is something to be said for what do you do when, and again, this is not believable. This is total parody. This is, it does feel like an airplane style, like a Zucker type interrogation of, you know, somebody pounding the table and doing this thing. Or again, that's really how it feels to me. That it's.
So the guy says, we didn't kill him. Somebody else did. We trailed him to your office. And that's when we realized, when all those FBI agents went in there, we realized somebody must have killed him.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Freddy's like, I think they're telling the truth. I think he's telling the truth. They decide that they should go and
talk with the other guy.
Talk to the other guy
because now waking up.
Because this guy is like, okay, I'll help you, but we need to talk to my partner first. I can't just do this on my own. I can't make this decision on my own. I think I should help you, but we need to talk to my partner. So they go talk to the partner. And the partner is like, okay, fine, we'll tell you. We work for the WMC, and I think they tell them what the WMC stands for.
This is the first time we get what the WMC stands for.
Which is, here it is.
Yes.
World Meteorological Control. They control the weather. A secret organization that has been controlling the weather since the Renaissance. 1,500 years. These people have had top secret technology that controls the weather.
For 1,500 years, they've been doing this.
And you know what? Justin is not at all fazed by this. He's like, I've seen some weird shit. This lines up.
This lines up. Yeah, I've solved Jimmy Hoffa. I've solved JFK. What the control? And the Bermuda Triangle
was way weirder than this.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, there was another earthquake.
Yes,
and so this is one of those things. I wanna critique the prose a little bit.
Oh
here.
yeah, okay.
I want to critique the prose a little bit here. So. We heard the sounds of things hitting the floor in a neighboring room and several coffee mugs displayed on a shelf on one wall of the room we were in bounced from their places to the ground as well, smashing on impact. Ah, crap, shouted Fred. Not my mug collection. I feel like this could have been cleaned up a little bit.
I had the same sort of thought. I would have loved to have some sort of comment on mugs somewhere before that.
Yes.
You know, that somewhere along the lines, this would be this would be something that Fred would want to comment on.
Yeah.
In the middle of all this, a comedic moment would be, hey, I've got WMC, like, do you guys have a gift shop? Can I get a mug or something along those lines?
Yeah.
Like, and then he shows all of these mug collection that he
earthquake,
has.
and then no,
right,
my mugs.
Right, exactly. No, my mugs. Yes.
Yeah.
Unless this is like an inside joke for like a friend of Scott's that's like, you know, like there's like one dude somewhere in Florida just laughing about this.
Maybe
and it was a little hat tip to a close friend.
The jumping jacks this sentence does.
Yes.
Just kind of was like, man, this could have been phrased maybe a little differently. Maybe it could have been set up a little bit before you wrote it. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
So they decide to take these guys to the WMC.
Mm-hmm.
We need to get there right away. We got to go talk to Milo.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And so that's where we're going to end this episode. So we've got Africa Missing.
Yes.
We've got BAMF Project. We've got an organization, a secret organization that controls the weather and has been for millennia.
You're right.
What's going to happen next, man?
And it feels like everything just keeps getting more and more outrageous.
Yeah.
Like there's this thing and then more outrageous and more outrageous. And I gotta believe that somehow that is going to continue to the point of just absurdity. It's not Douglas Adams, but it's got this sci-fi component.
I will say, you described it to me as Hitchhiker's Guide-esque when we picked up this book.
Yeah.
I think you might have been overselling it a little bit, but I understand the themes, the genre, the vibes.
Yeah, it's end of the world.
Yeah.
It's tangents, that Douglas Adams will do.
Yeah.
And then again, it's more modern. And again, if you've seen the Orville
I love the Orville.
Yes,
it's a great show.
Yeah.
It started as a spoof of Star Trek, but honestly, it's become something just as good as Star Trek.
Oh, really?
If in some ways better. Because it touches on some hot button subjects that I've never seen Star Trek touch on. Genuinely. Wow. It's Star Trek with Seth MacFarlane jokes.
Okay.
Seth MacFarlane jokes very rarely, if ever, overshadow the heavy topics that come up in like the social issues that come up like in Star Trek style episodes.
Sure. Well, remember the original Star Trek had the first interracial kiss
it
ever,
did.
No,
it did.
Right. So
I'm talking about modern Star Trek.
Oh, okay.
And not
modern
touching
Star Trek.
on things that maybe modern Star Trek should, that the Orville does.
Okay. Oh, I see. Okay.
That's what I mean. I highly recommend the Orville.
Okay.
Like a lot of people, like I feel like they pass it up because it's like, the fucking Family Guy guy. No, I'm not gonna. But no, seriously, it's good.
Okay.
It's good.
Well, all right. I watched the first couple episodes and then I kind of petered out on it.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Honestly, it just gets better.
Okay. All right. Right on. Right on. There's only so many things one can watch, though. There's only so many hours in a day.
That is true. Okay, so we're going to wrap up this episode.
Yeah. Looking forward to kind of continuing with this, seeing how more hijinks, more outrageousness.
Chapters 6 through 10.
Yeah.
Next time.
Yes. Take care. Thank you for this and for indulging on this journey, lost or found.
Hey, man, you provided the book.
Yeah.
So
it fits into your budget.
It does. It does. It fits into my shoestring budget. Thank you to Vidwest Studios. Thank you to Josh Hughes for funding my membership to Vidwest Studios. Thank you, Jake Weller, for my music. Thank you, Gregg, for being here today.
Pleasure.
Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye.